Hey, hey, what is going on, comic book familia? Welcome to my show, aka My Happy Place. I started this show a couple months ago because I've always liked people like on Instagram to show off their man cave or their comic book space. So I decided to start a show called AKA My Happy Place. And I've been inviting people to come, to show us, like I said, their man cave or their office space of where they keep their comic books. So this one is especially special to me because this person I'm going to bring on, if I have an origin story, he's basically right next to it. When I started my YouTube channel, I wasn't sure what to do, and I met this gentleman later on, and we've been going forward doing our videos together off and on. So I'm going to bring him on without any further ado. Peter, how's it going?
Very good, mate. Very good. Pleased to be here. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, so like I said, this is a show called AKA My Happy Place, and I asked Peter to come on to show us his happy place. So, but before we go with that, Peter, I do have some questions that I have set up for people. So let me get them on here. Hang on for a second. Gosh, hang on.
Tough questions, Efren, are the hard questions.
Yeah, they are very tough questions. Let me get my scroller here going. Sorry, folks. Okay, here's the first one. Tell us your origin story. When did you start collecting?
Well, I've probably got a couple of origin stories. So my first origin story would be, I think probably like a lot of what I started collecting. It's hard, different. I'm going to make it more complicated because what do you define as collecting? Do you know what I mean? I was a reader very early on, maybe 7 or 8 year old, reading comic books, watching cartoons, playing with toys and things. I don't know that I would define that as being a collector. Do you know what I mean? That was more just enjoying them for what they were. Yep. But certainly I started engaging with comic books and cartoons and toys and all that kind of stuff very early on, 8, 9, 10, whatever like that. Then as I got a little bit older, I started to get a little bit of money coming in when I started to work. So that's when I started to collect. So that's my origin point for being a collector. And I started again, like many of were, amassing a large volume of comic books, just in long boxes in my bedroom. And again, not collecting as in collecting key books, but just collecting what I was reading. And the reason I say I've got 2 origins is because that collection was all sold when my first children came along. So I sold all of that collection so that I had some money in my pocket for when my kids came along. And then I picked up collecting again, maybe it's about 10 years ago, I would say. Wow. And then kind of focused on more pricey items, bigger comic books and things like that. So yeah, lots of different starts and stops with comic collecting, really, and toy collecting.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. I thought you just were like me, started and never stopped, basically.
No. So when the children came along, when we were preparing for the children, we knew we needed some extra money and space, to be quite honest. So my happy place at the time was going to be changed into a nursery. So it was partially wanted the money from the comics, but also I needed to sacrifice my space for the kid, the little one coming along. So that's kind of why we got rid of it.
I mean, I would have done the same thing if I had to, but did you have any like remorse? Like, oh my God, I'm losing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. absolutely. And it was again, I don't know, many of your viewers might have had to do this, Efren. Selling a big collection is heartbreaking, but it's also a very humbling experience when you realize these things that you've been buying for, I don't know how much they were at the time, say $3 a book.
Yeah.
When you're selling them, you're going to get 25 cents.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, what you thought was a very pricey collection is worth very little in reality. So I know when I sold my first collection, and it was a lot of, like I say, loads and loads of long boxes, short boxes, a lot of action figures, and a lot of, you might not remember, bone design busts. So kind of porcelain busts.
Yes. I have one.
Yeah, I had the entire collection of those, and I got practically nothing for everything. I got nothing. So yeah, and now when I look back, I think, wow, I wish I'd hung on to some of that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a cool story. All right, you ready for question number 2?
Yeah, sure.
How did you come up with your handle, Triple G Comics? I think I know, but people who haven't seen you before, they may not know.
Yeah. So I wanted to, so first of all, I know there's a wrestler. Is it Triple H or something?
Yes, Triple H. Yeah.
Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that at all. I'm not a wrestling fan at all. Triple G was I just wanted something catchy. I wanted a name that wasn't just Peter. Do you know what I mean? I didn't. I wanted my channel to be something different. So I came up with Triple G, because each G stands for something in reference to me. So Ginger. So I used to be.
Yeah.
Now I used to be Ginger. I'm all grey now.
Yeah.
So I'm a Geordie, which for those of you that are in the UK, a Geordie is someone from the northeast of England, from
Okay.
Newcastle. So we're called Geordies. And then the final G is geek. So Ginger, Geordie, geek is what I came up with for Triple G Comics.
That's good. I always like people's handles. Where every time we do our shows together, I see what their names are. I go, that's pretty cool names that people come up with.
Yeah. And I've changed over time. So when I first started the channel, it was very much a comic book channel. But now it's comics, toys, and pop culture. So I do wonder, should I change my title? But actually, I think the Triple G has become pretty, certainly with my audience, pretty cemented now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a great name. All right. Do you have a favorite comic book character?
I certainly do. I don't think it'll be a surprise to anybody that watches my channel. I've always been drawn towards the God of Thunder, the mighty Thor. I couldn't tell you why. My only thoughts are some of my earliest Marvel memories are of my dad buying or renting a videotape many, many years ago when I was very, very young. And it was the old Marvel cartoons, the stop motion kind of cartoon thing.
I love those.
Yeah, and it had an amazing theme tune, Across the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard.
Yep.
And I've got vivid memories of that as a kid. And I don't know if that was the start of my love for the character of Thor. Certainly when I was reading comics, kind of in what I class as my most intense reading phase, when I was buying 40, 50 books a month, I was very much into the modern take of Thor, the Eric Matterson version, who becomes Thunderstrike later on. And I just fell in love with it. I love the language they use. I love the kind of the grandioseness of it. And I'm a big mythology fan. So I love anything mythology based, whether it's Arthurian or Norse, you know. So yeah, I just love that character.
Yeah, we've talked about Thunderstrike in our other shows, and that's the one character I think they should bring back. Why don't they bring back everybody else? It's almost like the Bucky syndrome. You know, we'll never bring back Bucky, but they did, and they show what a fantastic character he is.
Yeah, they brought his son back and got a miniseries 4 or 5 years ago. And it was awful. It just wasn't good at all. But yeah, I'd love the original Thunderstrike back in some way.
If anybody's reading Thor right now, he's mortal. They call him the mortal Thor. I think this would be a perfect time to bring back Thunder. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a message to Marvel.
Yes. Let them know. We'll write it different. Me and you will write it for them if they want.
Yeah. Do you have a comic book that is special to you?
I've got lots. I've got lots of comic books. I've got a few to show if you want us to show them off. I have like yourself and like others. I do have some heavy hitters. So I'm very, very blessed in terms of comic books. I've got some good comics. The ones I would, reference as probably my biggest ones. I mentioned Thor just a minute ago there.
Beautiful.
So I've got Journey into Mystery, 83, first appearance of Thor. This is an interesting one. This is a conserved grade.
Okay.
Never seen that before. So that's a grey CGC banner. Basically, what it means is at some point they think somebody has tried to either replace the staples or clean the staples, which gives it a conserved grade. So yeah, first appearance of Thor. Another big one, obviously, is X-Men. So first appearance of the X-Men 2.0, and that's probably the most pricey book I've got. But I'm not showing it off because it's pricey. I'm showing it off because these characters, this book means a lot to me. I think the story of X-Men and what it represents is very important. More so important now than it probably was back when it was first published, about acceptance and things like that. So I love that one. And then I've got a few Stan Lee signed books, but this is probably my most important one. It's a terrible condition copy, but this is Avengers #1, signed by Stan the Man. Horrible tape pull on the cover and things there. But I just love this book. Love this book. Thor, front and center there.
Yep.
The original Avengers, signed by Stan, in a decent place for Stan. So, yeah. But
Nice.
in terms of, you see, you've got to start as everything. You should know that I prattle on. In terms of books that mean the most to us, I'll show you a few variations of exactly the same book. And it's a one that American viewers will no doubt recognize. But the reason I reference this one, and the reason it's special to us, is when I think back to my comic book reading, I remember reading lots of books that were UK reprints or UK versions of Thundercats and things like that. But I think, if my memory serves us right, this series was the first time I really got involved with what I knew was an American superhero story, and that's Secret Wars.
Oh, nice.
One of my favorite covers of all time. It's an absolute beaut. This particular one's 3 signatures on it. One of my favorite covers of all time. Yeah, you've got Alex Ross version there behind you.
One right here.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, Alex Ross is one of my favorite artists of all time.
Me too.
So that's a stunner. So this is the American version of Secret Wars. It says on the cover there, Blue Galactus variant. I'm pretty sure they're all bloody Blue Galactus variants.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen a not a blue version. But this isn't the version I read. So the version I read is this. So this is the UK version of Secret Wars.
Okay. Wow.
Which is a stunning book, very similar to your version in terms of it's got the kind of the first tale in it, but it's got lots of additional features as well. So first of all, there's a coupon for the action figures inside the book. We get free gifts in our comics. Mm-hmm. So there's a transfer sheet. Look at that Thor on there, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is really, really nice. And then within the book itself, there's different stories and things. But one of the things that always got us, I've showed you this before, I think, and again, this might link to why Thor's my favorite. This was a little series that ran in all of the UK Secret Wars books called The Secret Artist, where basically there's a goblin thing in the Marvel offices, and he redraws Marvel characters. So in Secret Wars 1, you get this version of Thor, which I just love. I just love. So yeah, so I've got that. I then went on and got the CGC version, obviously.
Oh,
so
wow. That's cool.
That. And then linked at the same time as this. Did you guys get these sticker albums?
We might have got them, but I never saw them before.
So this was my pocket money. So this was Panini sticker albums, and you buy your packets of stickers, and you put the stickers inside, and this is a completed book. That I've managed to complete. Just brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant. And then finally, to stop the whole Secret Wars prattling on, the action figures. So I'm collecting the toys as well.
Yeah.
So you bet you sorry you asked now. Yeah. There you go.
No, good answer. Good answer. Next one here is, what book or books are you looking to buy next, if any?
I've got no impulse control, so blind bags are my thing at the moment. Even though I'm with a tripe. If I had the resources, if I had the money, I want all of the big key Marvel books. So if I had the money, I'd be on the lookout for a Fantastic Four 1, Incredible Hulk 1, those kinds of books. Yep. In the F-15, obviously, but I don't know that I could. I don't know that I could justify having that much money in one book, if that makes sense. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, if money was no option, they're the books I would be going for. What I'm currently collecting, even though that's turning to be quite pricey, is a more modern book, is the Invincible series.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so I'm trying at the moment to get, I've got Invincible 1.
Oh, wow.
But I'm working backwards. So I've got Invincible issue 1, and what I'm collecting is all of the appearances before issue 1. So all of the kind of a bit like they did with Wolverine. So it might have been a free preview in G.I. Joe.
Gotcha.
Or he appeared in a book called what's regarded technically as his first appearance, is a book called Tech Jacket #1. So I'm getting all of those books, the first appearances of them. Yeah.
I can't believe I completely missed the boat on Invincible.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was an adult when they came out. I just didn't see it or pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And now I want number one. You
Yeah.
know,
The prices are insane for
Yeah.
number one. I'm sure it's got to come down. So I mean, I had a 9.6 signed by Kirkman. And I
okay.
sold it when the cartoon first came out, and I sold it for, I think it was about £800. That's worth about £3,000 now.
Wow.
The copy I've got, I'm sending it to be graded. I reckon it'll come back maybe as a 7.5 or an 8, but that's still
Yeah.
1,500 or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm on the lookout for that one. And usually when I buy books like my Grails, I always try to get them graded because a lot of them are Silver Age. But this one, I think if I do buy it, I'll buy it, not graded, raw, and just take my chances with it,
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned this a couple minutes ago, and this question is specifically for you. I don't think I'm going to ask anybody else this question if I have other people on my show. So you ready for it?
Yeah, sure.
What's the deal with blind bags?
What do you mean? What's the deal with blind bags? They're great.
I've never bought one. So.
No, so so there are 2 or 3 things with a blind bag for me. One, I try not to be, but I am a bit of a gambler. So not a big gambler, but if I go to a bar or a pub and there's a fruit machine, a slot machine, I think you guys call them. Yeah, I do like to play the fruit machines.
Yeah.
So blind bags for me are very similar to that. And there's a lot of, do you know what? There's a lot of negativity about blind bags and why would you pay the money and not know what you're getting and blah, blah, blah. Well, I could argue that trading cards have always been blind bags.
Yes.
You don't know what you're getting in a trading card pack. You might get a duplicate. You might get, so there's nothing new about this concept, really. So I enjoy the adrenaline rush of not knowing what I might pull. Now, what I would say, Efren, is blind bags have become incredibly popular over the last 6 months or so, and they are very much a variable feast. Some of them are very good, and you can pull real nice pieces. Like some of the Marvel ones, you can get original artwork by Robert Downey Jr. and people like that.
Yeah.
And then some of them, like some of the Dynamite ones, are just rubbish. There's even the big pulls are nothing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you've got to be careful with them. The other reason I get blind bags is, again, anybody that watches my channel will know I do a lot of giveaways.
Yes.
And I enjoy, and again, it's a personal thing, I enjoy giving people comics and I enjoy giving people stuff. So blind bags are a good, easy way for me to stock up on stuff to give away. So I'm sat here. Oh. This is terrible. So I'm sat here and this is stuff to give away from the last 2 weeks. Look at that.
Oh, geez. And those are all blind bags?
All blind bag.
Oh my gosh.
All blind bag stuff. Vampirella, Thundercats, Transformers, loads of Mask, Ultimate Fallout. Just, yeah. So that's all just stuff to give away.
So, like I said, I've never bought a blind bag. Do they cost more than a regular comic book?
So this is the thing. Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. So, for example, the Mask blind bag, which has just been out, it's standard cover price. So $3.90 or something like that, which I think is fine. And within those blind bags, you could get some foil comic surprises. And then other blind bags, like Marvel have just put out a Doctor Doom blind bag, where you get 2 reprint comics in a horrific cardboard mask. That's $14.
Okay.
So it is a bit more pricey. So it just depends what price point to stick on them, But yeah, and I enjoy opening them.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I can tell. Hey, folks, if you ever go to Peter's Triple G Comics YouTube page, he has a video on blind bags. Peter, that was very interesting and well done. I looked at that a couple of days ago. Damn, that's a good video you did there. So I highly
is that the one about weighing them? Or
yes.
Is that yeah.
I can tell you were really into it when you did that video about weighing them. I went, damn, man, this guy's really into blind bags. That was a good video. I have one last question for you. I know the answer. I think this is the question that bonded us years and years ago.
Oh, come on, Efren.
Yeah, I know. I know. And
that's not even a question, surely.
Yeah.
Surely nobody gets this question wrong. It's Star Trek, obviously.
Yeah.
Star Trek is the correct answer.
Yeah.
And yes, people will say Star Wars is great, and it is. It's good and fun, but Star Trek is where it's at. Star Trek for me, and I know we've talked about this before, and it comes down to things about like favorite characters and stuff like that. I like Star Trek because in my core, I'm quite a moralistic, moral person.
Yeah.
I like the characters who stand for something. I like Superman. I like Captain America, Optimus Prime, all those kind of characters who have got some kind of better vision of the future. And for me, that's what Star Trek is. Star Trek's optimism. It's a future where we've succeeded, and humanity is getting rid of all of the stuff that's plaguing at the moment, diverse, like attacking cultures and things like that. So yeah, I've just always enjoyed Star Trek. I do enjoy Star Wars. I love a lightsaber battle, but I would choose to watch Star Trek over Star Wars.
Like I said, when we first got together and started doing videos, I think you asked me that question, and I chose Star Trek too. There's something about it, just like you said, the theme, just it was very well done at the time. You gotta remember this show came out in the 1960s. Gene Roddenberry was ahead of his time for sure.
Yeah, and I met William Shatner a few months back.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Bucket list moment for us. And do you know what? He was phenomenal. He was everything I wanted him to be. I watched a panel with him in, and it's on my channel if you want to have a look at it. But he was hilarious at the panel. Superb guy.
Cool. You ready to show your happy place?
Yes.
Let me get rid of myself here.
Okay, so do you want us to start? So I've got two happy places, Efren. I've got my comic room, which is where we are now, where I do all my recording and things like that. And then I've got my toy room downstairs. So which one do you want to see first, pal? Can't hear you, Efren, sorry.
Get back myself. Can you hear me now? Let me see if I can do this. Hang on. Let me see if I can do it this way. Nope, that's not it. You can tell I'm new at this, folks. Let me see here. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you, bud.
Cool. That's cool. I never seen this option before on StreamYard. Now we got something new to play with. So, okay, go ahead, Peter.
Do you want us to do comics first, or do you want us to do toys first?
Do this room you're in first. So
okay, so this is my recording room. We're going to go mobile, so I'm going to try and move the camera. So please forgive us if it goes all a bit wonky. But basically, Efren, in this room, I've got comic books, graphic novels, CGCs, and vintage toys. So this is where I keep all my vintage toys. Now, Efren, you'll have to shout if the camera goes off or anything like that. Oh,
sure.
This is exciting. Oh God,
that's good so far.
Yeah. So above the computer, so this is where we'll work from.
Oh wow.
Above the computer, I've got some art prints. These are some beautiful cartoon bits of work. Over that side, I've got some original artwork. And then we've got an amazing Transformers poster there, which I absolutely adore. Up this side, more artwork. That was a gift from my friend Fuzzy Dunlop. Love that piece.
Nice.
And then so this is just kind of my shelving for just random bits and bobs and all kinds of rubbish, really, just stuff. Over this side, so sorry, just trying to make sure I don't knock the camera. So this is my shelving unit. That the top shelf here is all of the stuff that I've bought that needs videos on. So this is stuff that I haven't recorded a video on yet. And then this shelving unit is my reading stuff. So books that I've not managed to get read yet. So all of this is stuff that I need to read. I mean, I have read that, but I bought it to have another read. So a whole host of books that haven't gotten to get. These are amazing. If you've not read these, Star Trek, 5. And I got the artist to do as a little remark at Thought Bubble there. So of Spock. So I absolutely love those.
Oh wow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's a great little series. Down the bottom here, that's my giveaway box. So that's all comic books to give away. These are a relatively new edition. These are sketch cover files. So in these are all of my sketch covers that I haven't. Look at that, Walt. Bit of Walt work. These are all covers that I've not had graded or anything like that, but I wanted them in one place should I ever want to kind of grab them. So these were really cool. I got these off Amazon. They're just a nice size. And I've got all of them are full. All of them are full. Over in that corner, you've got my normal comic books. So short boxes full of comics, predominantly first appearances. All of my normal comics are in the loft, but that's predominantly all comic books. Above that, you've got some graphic novels, some more artwork, beautiful piece of artwork by Alex Cormack of Zombified Avengers. That's a lovely Absolute Death of Superman book, which I really, really like. A load of hardcover books. They're my favorite way of collecting and reading, the Absolute editions. We've talked about them before. And then just some toys kind of put on the shelf in there. But that's all the kind of the absolutes, which I would absolutely recommend people pick up, because if you've got a favorite story from DC, whatever it may be, this is the format to read it in, because the books are just absolutely beautiful. More action figures. Bottom here, we've got a load of CGCs. So I like those particular kinds of cases for holding my CGC collection. So all of those boxes are full of CGC. Then we'll just turn around. Oops, sorry. We'll turn around.
It's all good.
Over this side, we've got some more original artwork. This is all artwork that was given to us by community members. So all of these have been done by people who watch my channel and have just sent us it. So love that. Star Wars action figures in the corner there. And then this stuff is all of my vintage stuff. So Masters of the Universe, shelves and shelves and shelves of He-Man figures at the top there. We've then got Transformers. We've then got some Mask, and then loads of various figures. So Werebears, Supernaturals, Galaxy Rangers, Brave Star, Thundercats, Centurions, Ghostbusters, Mask, all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff is in there. Yeah, I love all those figures. They're some of my favorite figures. And that's really this room, Ephraim. That's everything I've got in here. If there's anything in particular you want us to show, I can go and grab it and bring it over. But that's the comic room.
That's nice. You know, when I came to visit you a couple of years ago, I didn't go in that room.
Yeah.
I think I was freezing, first of all, so out of my head, I wasn't thinking straight. You showed me that room, so I just looked inside, but I didn't go in. I went into the other room.
Yeah.
And I think you have pictures of that, correct?
Yeah. So I'll bring them up now. So this is my vintage room and my comic and reading room, and where I do my recording. Downstairs is my my toy room. So this is a bigger room. There's these cabinets on both sides of the wall. So there's about four on each side of the wall of these cabinets. This is predominantly what you call 1/6 scale action figures. So a variety of makers, a variety of properties. Predominantly you get Hot Toys. I've also got some Present toys, got some InArt, which I'll show you, some Mondo. And I've got a bit of a varied collection. So the Hot Toys tend to be movie accurate figures, but then I also like stuff from my childhood. So I've got Transformers from 3.0. I've got G.I. Joe, or Action Force as we would call it in the UK. We've got Venom, Ghostbusters there, the Mondo, Masters of the Universe figures and things like that. These figures are pricey, but are beautiful. I absolutely love them. And what you're going for with these figures, the 1/6 scales, which means the size of a normal kind of person. And what you're going for is a highly detailed action figure, a highly detailed look to them. So in theory, they should look very, very similar to actors that they're based on, other than the Mondo ones, which are like the cartoon versions there. These are some of my favorites. The Batman 66 version, Robin there, Christopher Reeve, there's Superman, Christian Bale, and then we've got Cesar Romero as a Joker, which I absolutely love. Yeah. Jack Nicholson at the back there, Jim Carrey. So yeah, so some of these are Hot Toys, some are third-party figures, but yeah, just love them. Absolutely love them. These are the more pricey versions of 1/6 scale figures. These are called InArt, which are supposed to be like the next level up. So we've got Heath Ledger Joker there, Superman, obviously, and Patterson. These ones are very pricey. So you're looking at around about $500, I think, per figure for those ones. They are pricey. This is my pride and joy. This is the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Batmobile and Michael Keaton Batman with a custom cape. This is a huge, huge thing. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It collects the dust, something rotten though, so you've got to be very careful of that. And then also along the top of the cabinets, I've got a load of smaller scale action figures, and those are chess pieces. So I've got a Marvel Universe chess set.
Oh my God, I'm jealous. I wanted that for the longest time. I kept on saying I was going to buy that. Dang it.
These are lovely, Ephraim, but they're really fragile. You've got to be so careful with them. There are bits missing off a couple of them where they've just snapped off. So you have got to be very careful with them. And then we've got an array of other smaller scale action figures, Turtles, Defenders of the Earth, Marvel figures, all that kind of stuff. This is interesting. I forgot. I should have really taken some photos inside. Well, first of all, we've got Sword of Omens in the back there and a lightsaber. Then we've got my Batmobile, but that thing underneath it is some architect drawers. So those are designed for architect paper, but actually they work beautifully for CGC Comics. Okay. So inside those drawers are a load of my signed comics. So I've got signed comics by Nicolas Cage, Sarah Michelle Gellar, all those, what you call it, Linda Carter, all those movies and things from my past that I love. I've got signed books inside there of those. And then those black kind of things underneath the cabinets, that's IKEA shelving, but with just storage spaces for all kinds of stuff. I'm into artwork at the moment, so as you can see, I've got some nice original pieces on the wall there. That's Care Bears crossed over with Transformers. Lovely piece there that my friend Damien sent us of a mashup of spider villains. That Mum-Ra head, I just spotted at a convention. Someone had handmade that, so I had to get it. So I love that kind of stuff. I like display pieces like that. And I love prop type stuff as well. So along the top here, we've got various movie franchises that I like there's Jurassic Park there, the Amber Thing, The Mask, a carded turtle. That Mjolnir, Thor's hammer there, is a lovely piece that's signed by Stan Lee and Chris Helmsworth. Got that a good while ago. The Batmobile you can't really see there, but there's a 66 Batmobile that's signed by Burt Ward and Adam West.
Wow.
So that's a nice piece as well. I like that one. I like that one a lot. And then this is my recent thing, original artwork. So this is again, I think you guys in America won't be familiar with this character. It was a silly kids cartoon over here when I was a young nipper called Banana Man. So a young lad called Eric, and when he eats a banana, he becomes Banana Man. And this is some of the original artwork that I've recently picked up from the guy who designed them. So I love that piece. So yeah, so that's my toy happy place downstairs.
Gosh, Peter, like I said, when I came to your house about 2 years ago, I seen the room, but I'm glad you took pictures and showed slides of it. I missed so much that so you have two happy places, right?
Yeah, two happy places. And my kids have both just moved out, so I'm working on a third happy place.
Yeah. Does your wife say anything? Is she good with it, or
no? I have to be honest. I'm very, very lucky. My wife is very accommodating with my hobbies and my collections and things like that. So I'm very lucky in that regard.
Yeah. So, folks, this has been a very special episode of me, for me, of AKA My Happy Place. I brought Peter along to show us his happy place, and I'm glad I brought you along. But like I said, when I came to your house, I glimpsed of what you had, but I'm amazed by what you have. You have a great 2 happy place rooms. Yeah. So if anybody's watching this show for the first time, and if they want to come on my channel to show off their happy place, I'm on Instagram under Passpoint Comics. Shoot me a message and I'll get you on this show. But Peter, you and I will be doing your show on Tuesdays.
Live every Tuesday with Ephraim over on my channel, Triple J Comics, for our show Panel Breakers, which is all the latest comic book, movie, and toy news.
Yeah, it's on every Tuesday, 12 o'clock Pacific time, where I live in California, and 8 p.m. UK time, right?
That's right.
That's right. I got it right. So,
Spot on.
Until next time, everybody, I always say, go out and buy a comic book and read it. Take care, everybody. Bye.